Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Warren Trent. I'm the Public Information Manager for the Arizona Department of Public Safety. The next voice you hear will be from Colonel Jeffrey Glover, Director of the Arizona Department of Public Safety, who's here to talk about the tragedy that occurred in Flagstaff. I know you have questions about the shooting from last night. The Colonel will be talking about the tragedy in Flagstaff. Once he's done, and after he takes a few questions from you, Sergeant Cameron Lee will come up and answer your questions regarding last night's incident.
Good morning, and thank you for being here. We're gathered today under deeply difficult circumstances. On Wednesday, February the 4th at 10:17 p.m., the Department of Public Safety Aviation Unit suffered the tragic loss of Trooper Paramedic Hunter R. Bennett and Aviation Supervisor Pilot Robert B. Skanke. This was in our Bell 407 helicopter, Ranger 56, out of Western Air Rescue in Kingman, which was responding to an active shooter at the request of Flagstaff Police Department. The cause of the helicopter crash remains under active investigation by the NTSB. Multiple agencies, including DPS, Major Incident Division, the FAA, and NTSB, are working to determine exactly what occurred. At this stage, it would be inappropriate and irresponsible to speculate. We are fully cooperating with investigators and committed to transparency as verified information becomes available. And what we can say with certainty is that the safety is always and will be our highest priority. The Ranger involved in this incident was last inspected on January 29th of 2026, and if any lessons emerge from this tragedy, we will take them seriously and act on them decisively, as safety is part of our culture. On behalf of the entire DPS family, I extend our deepest condolences to the families, friends, and colleagues of those that we lost. No words can adequately express the sorrow that we feel. These individuals were more than employees. They were teammates. They were mentors and trusted professionals who embody the public service and commitment to others. Please keep them and their families in your prayers. I want to now share about who these brave men were. Today we honor the lives, their service, and their positive impact that Robert and Hunter had on the department and on the community that they served, saving countless lives with their commitment to public service. Robert joined the Arizona Department of Public Safety as a helicopter pilot on May 8th, 2021, assigned to the Western Air Rescue. He was promoted to Aviation Supervisor on June 8th, 2024. Robert served in the U.S. Marine Corps from 1988 to 2010, retiring as a lieutenant colonel. His distinguished military career, including roles as a pilot in command, presidential support pilot, and operations safety officer. He was a highly decorated and completed advanced aviation safety training at the Naval Postgraduate School. After retiring from the Marines, he flew as an emergency medical services pilot for Air Methods Corporation in Kingman. By the time he joined DPS, he had logged over 5,100 flight hours. Robert earned a Master's of Administration and Leadership from Northern Arizona University and a Bachelor of Science in Electric Engineering Technology from Brigham Young University. He is survived by his wife, Tish, and their 4 children. Hunter began his career with the Arizona Department of Public Safety on June 11, 2022, as a cadet state trooper. He graduated from the Arizona Law Enforcement Academy Class 558, and on January 13, 2023, earning top honors in academics and physical fitness. He was assigned to the Highway Patrol Division, the Metro Bureau, Patrol Bureau, District 20 Night Watch, and later transferred in April of 2024 to Western Air Rescue in Kingman as a trooper paramedic. In August 2025, he served as a recruiter before becoming a fully qualified DPS Air Rescue paramedic. Hunter was nationally certified as a paramedic and previously worked in the 911 system for American Medical Response. Born February 1st, 1998, in Hartford, Connecticut, He graduated magna cum laude from Arizona State University's Barrett Honors College with dual majors in business and criminal justice. On October 21st, 2024, Hunter married his high school sweetheart, Brianna, in Hawaii. We ask that their loved ones be given privacy and compassion during this profoundly painful time. Finally, I want to thank Governor Katie Hobbs, the Flagstaff Police Department, and Coconino County Sheriff's Office, and the Coconino County Attorney's Office for all of their support. Today we mourn and we remember and we recommit ourselves in honoring these lives through integrity, accountability, and continued service to our public. Thank you. And right now we'll take a few questions and be able to hopefully answer some of the questions that you may have that we might be able to answer right now.
The question is about the age of the helicopter.
So our helicopters, the Bell 407s and 429s, are not outdated aircrafts. They are regularly inspected and go through a very rigorous check. As I just mentioned, that particular aircraft went through a maintenance check just a few days prior to the crash.
Question is, was the helicopter slated for replacement and when?
I don't have an answer to that question in terms of being slated for replacement. The aircrafts that we have, fully functional, like I said, rigorous checks that they go through, and they were functioning just fine.
Question is, what was the role of Ranger during the situation in Flagstaff?
So, as I said, this is a tragic loss for us. Their role in those helicopters is to be able to provide safety for those that are on the ground. They have a very specific and important function. They have the ability of being able to get eyes and ears up top, being able to visually see exactly what's going on, safely guide those officers in a way that keeps them safe in doing their job. And so they have a very important role when they are running their missions. And that was the role, as in every mission, that when a Ranger helicopter goes up, whether it's for air rescue and safety or being able to allow for the safe, essentially the safe response of a first responder to be able to go into a scene that's very active and hot.
Questions surrounding if it was struck by drone or other matter.
So again, we don't want to speculate. It would be just really irresponsible for us to speculate at this time. We have to allow for NTSB to conduct their investigation to figure out exactly what has occurred.
We have time for one more question. What's the timeline of when that helicopter was called and when it got up to how long it was up?
Question about timeline for the call.
So I don't have the exact timeline, but I can give you sort of a rough breakdown. Is that they were called after about 9 p.m. to respond from the Kingman area over into Flagstaff. Shortly arriving probably around after 10 o'clock prior to it going down around 10-20 hours.
Question about gunfire again, and if we recovered the drones, and this will be his final statement.
Just to address the question, there's no gunfire that was coming from the DPS helicopter. As far as the collection of any type of equipment that we may have had out at the scene. Everything was collected and being inventoried. Thank you.
Sergeant Cameron Lee from the DPS Public Affairs Unit will be up here to answer your questions also about last night's incident that occurred.
I'm Sergeant Cameron Lee. I'm the Public Information Supervisor for the Arizona Department of Public Safety. Before I get into the shooting last night, I do want to note that the information that the director provided today, including the biographies and the photos, will be on our website, so you guys can have the digital copies of those. We'll get those posted shortly. I'm going to address the shooting that happened last night. I want to start off by saying that in less than 24 hours, we almost lost another trooper. And I think that underscores the danger that our personnel are willing to put themselves in to keep our community safe. Yesterday on February 5th February 5th at approximately 7:12 p.m., our department's SWAT team responded to the area of 2435 West Indian School Road to serve a high-risk search warrant. The suspect in question had a warrant, a grand jury warrant for weapons misconduct, as well as drug possession. It's important to note this is a high-risk search warrant because of the extensive criminal history of this suspect. The suspect, who we're not identifying at this time, is a 51-year-old male. As our troopers and our SWAT entered the entrance to the residence, there were two females that saw them come. They ran back to the residence and warned the suspect that they were coming. Almost immediately following, the suspect began to fire rounds at our SWAT officers. Our SWAT officers returned fire. During the exchange of gunfire, one of our SWAT sergeants was hit in the shoulder by a round, and he also was wounded in the bicep. So he took a round to his right shoulder and was wounded in his left bicep. I can't confirm whether his left bicep wound was a round or shrapnel. 3 other SWAT operators or troopers were also wounded as part of this shooting. It is suspected they were also hit by shrapnel. All 4 of our wounded troopers were treated and are home resting. We are grateful for the response of the Phoenix Police Department as well as the medical team that arrived to quickly assess and treat our wounded. The Phoenix Police Department is going to investigate this shooting. We will be working closely with them to release what information we can. The only other information that I can release at this time is our SWAT sergeant that was wounded has 21 years of service with the agency, many of those years being on our SWAT team. I can take a few questions and try and answer what I can, but again, this is still an active investigation by the Phoenix Police Department. I would go back to what I said at the beginning, that the men and women of law enforcement are willing, they stand ready, they signed up to protect the public over themselves. They're willing to put themselves in those situations. We have seen quite a few officer-involved shootings around the state. With that, I will say that part of our responsibility is dealing with that very small percentage of the public who wish to do harm or have malicious intent. And that is who we work with and deal with most of the time. Yeah. So the question is the condition of the suspect as well as vigils and what the community can do to help. Thank you for that question. I don't know about the vigils. We will share what we can when it comes to fundraisers and things like that. We are very lucky to have a lot of support in this state, especially when it comes from groups like the 100 Club, who hopefully you're familiar with, and the public. Just, and we're so grateful for them. They're just ready and willing to stand up and support us. The condition of the suspect, he was also transported to the hospital. My understanding is he had some non-life threatening injuries. At this time, I currently do not know his status. I will check with the Phoenix Police Department. Hopefully we can provide an update, and when he is booked into jail, we will be able to release his full name. Yeah, I don't want to jump ahead of the investigation, but my understanding is yes. But we hopefully can give a little bit more on that later on. If there's no other, one more? So the question is some initial details or a background on the warrant itself. I can give you just a real brief, and I don't want to get too much into it because it was an investigation by our gang task force, and they are the ones that were able to find out that this suspect was violating several felony laws. They are the ones that went and were able to get a grand jury warrant for his arrest based on that. And our gang unit, again, is doing an incredible job around this state helping find those people that really have a malicious intent. So that's it. Thank you.